Good evening. Tonight, we're going to peel back the glossy surface of prosperity and take a closer look at the world's wealthiest nations, places that for years have seemed untouchable, almost invincible. Let's talk about rich countries, the ones with fancy coffee shops, fast Wi-Fi, and the illusion of endless stability. These are the places where people sip artisan lattes, scroll through the latest headlines, and assume that tomorrow will look much like today. For decades, living in a developed nation felt like winning the global lottery. The streets were safe, the shelves were stocked, and the future seemed bright and predictable. Problems? Those were for other places, other people. We watched unrest and hardship on the news, confident that such troubles would never cross our borders. But what if that's no longer true? What if the boundaries between us and them are starting to blur, and the challenges we once thought were distant are now knocking at our own doors? In 2025, the cracks in our so-called fortress are widening, and the myth that wealth guarantees stability is falling apart. The sense of security we took for granted is beginning to feel fragile, even temporary. The comforting story that progress is a one-way street. It's unraveling. Economic shocks, political polarization, and social unrest are no longer rare headlines. They're becoming part of daily life. The issues we once thought belonged to distant lands, crippling inflation, deep divides, uncertainty, are now moving in next door. Even the most privileged are feeling the tremors, as rising costs and instability reach into every corner of society. As we close out 2025, it's time for a reality check. The coming years will challenge even the world's richest nations, not with one disaster, but with a cascade of interconnected crises. The old certainties are fading, replaced by a sense of vulnerability that's hard to ignore. It's like a Jenga tower built too high on shaky ground. The whole thing is starting to sway. Each new problem makes the structure less stable, and no one knows which piece will bring it all crashing down. The safety net we trusted? It might have more holes than we ever imagined. As we move forward, the question isn't just whether the door to the gilded cage is wobbly, it's whether it can hold it all. Suffering in a wealthy country doesn't look like breadlines or empty cupboards. It's quieter, more hidden, but just as real and just as painful. It's a silent struggle that happens behind closed doors, in homes that look comfortable from the outside. It's the anxiety of a two-income family that still can't afford car repairs, or the stress of choosing between buying groceries and paying the electric bill. Even with both parents working, the math just doesn't add up, and every unexpected expense feels like a crisis. It's scrolling through headlines about billionaire space launches and luxury lifestyles, while you're quietly worrying about your kid's dental bill or how you'll cover next month's rent. The contrast is dizzying, and it makes your own struggles feel invisible. The real pain is the slow erosion of security. College graduates drowning in student debt, wondering if their hard work will ever pay off, questioning if the future they were promised even exists anymore. Older workers, once confident in their careers, suddenly laid off and forced to start over, sending out resumes late into the night, hoping for a second chance that may never come. Families sit together, one emergency away from disaster, knowing that a single medical bill or job loss could unravel everything they've worked for. This isn't about absolute poverty. It's about the slow death of the life you were promised, the dreams you were told to chase, and the growing gap between expectation and reality. The psychological toll is immense. Constant stress, a sense of shame for not making it, and the quiet fear that you're falling behind, while everyone else seems to move forward. There's the exhaustion of never getting ahead, of working harder each year just to stay in the same place, and the relentless pressure that never lets up. You can have Netflix, a smartphone, and a roof over your head, and still feel trapped in financial quicksand, stuck, anxious, and unable to breathe easy. This is the invisible suffering of 2025, millions living with a quiet, relentless crisis that rarely makes headlines, but shapes every moment of their lives. The glossy image of prosperity is fading, replaced by a daily struggle that's hard to see, but impossible to ignore. Beneath the surface, a silent epidemic of stress and uncertainty is changing what it means to have enough. Inflation, the silent thief, has returned with a vengeance. Your paycheck buys less, your savings shrink, and everything costs more. Why? A tangled mess of supply chain chaos, pandemic aftershocks, and corporations hiking prices because they can. Fewer goods, more money chasing them, prices soar. For retirees and low-wage workers, it's a disaster. Savings evaporate, pay raises don't keep up, and essential workers can't afford to live where they work. The tools to fight inflation are blunt. Central banks raise interest rates, making loans and mortgages more expensive, risking recession and job loss. We're stuck choosing between letting inflation burn or risking mass unemployment. It's a lose-lose scenario, like picking between a bear and a shark when you just want to buy eggs. The social contract is breaking down, and the middle class is feeling the squeeze. Inflation isn't just numbers, it's a daily grinding pressure on millions. While most struggle, the ultra-rich are thriving. The wealth gap has become a chasm. Wages stagnate for most, while the top 1% see their fortunes explode. This isn't an accident. It's decades of policy tax cuts for the rich, deregulation, and weakened labor protections. The system funnels wealth upward, leaving everyone else to deal with rising costs and shrinking opportunities. Extreme inequality breeds resentment and erodes trust in institutions, fueling polarization and unrest. The super-rich use their influence to shape policies in their favor, creating a vicious cycle. When solutions are proposed, powerful interests fight to keep the status quo. It's hard to fix the roof when the person with the ladder keeps raising the price. The game is rigged, and everyone knows it. The old promise, work hard, get a stable job, retire comfortably, is dead. Today's job market is a maze of gig work, instability, and the looming threat of automation. Gig economy jobs offer flexibility in name only. In reality, they shift all risk onto workers with no benefits or security. Algorithms, not people, decide your fate. Now, automation and AI are coming for both blue and white-collar jobs, coding, design, even legal work. Technology is creating massive wealth for a few, but making millions of skills obsolete. The real problem? We have no plan for a society where work disappears, but bills don't. The promise of technology was freedom from drudgery, not mass unemployment. Add climate change to the mix, no longer a distant threat, but a daily, expensive reality. Extreme weather, fires, floods, heat waves, destroys homes, businesses, and infrastructure, costing billions. We all pay higher insurance, more taxes, pricier food as crops fail and supply chains break. Climate change is a hidden tax on everything, from groceries to healthcare. It's not just property. Our food, health, and energy systems are all at risk. Wealthy countries, once insulated, now find money can't buy safety from hurricanes or wildfires. No wall is high enough, no dome big enough. We're all connected, and the system is getting shakier. On top of everything else, now you have to wonder if your town is next on the disaster list. Surely governments will fix this, right? Not so fast. Their toolkit is rusty massive debt, political gridlock, and problems too complex for old solutions. High national debt means less money for what matters. Healthcare, infrastructure, education. Political polarization turns every issue into a battlefield, blocking real solutions. Instead of bold action, we get short-term fixes and endless culture wars. Today's crises, climate, automation, inflation, are global, but governments are stuck thinking local. International cooperation is scarce just when we need it most. Trying to solve global fires with a water pistol isn't working. What makes 2025 so dangerous isn't one crisis, it's all of them, colliding at once. Inflation, climate disasters, job insecurity and inequality feed off each other, creating a vicious cycle. The middle class is squeezed from every side, trust in the system is crumbling, and anxiety is everywhere. Our systems, healthcare, power, emergency response, weren't built for this many emergencies at once. We saw the cracks during the pandemic. Now, constant low-grade crisis could become the new normal. Our wealth made us complacent, building efficient but fragile systems. We optimized for speed, not resilience. When shocks come from all directions, our societies may prove far more brittle than we thought. The perfect storm isn't coming. It's already here. Not quite. While it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the headlines and the uncertainty, the truth is more complicated and more hopeful than it might seem at first glance. Yes, 2025 is tough, But facing reality is the first step to fixing it. Acknowledging the challenges we face, both as individuals and as a society, is the only way forward. The illusion of permanent prosperity is gone. Now we have a chance to build something better. This is a rare opportunity to rethink what really matters. Individually, it means preparing, saving, reducing debt, building resilience, and strengthening community ties. It's about making small, practical changes, like budgeting more carefully, reaching out to neighbors, and supporting local businesses that add up over time. Adaptability and learning new skills are essential. The world is changing fast. Whether it's picking up a new trade, learning to code, or simply staying curious, those who adapt will thrive. On a societal level, this is a moment to ask, what kind of future do we want? Do we want to keep repeating the mistakes of the past, or can we imagine something better for ourselves and the next generation? Do we keep prioritizing short-term profits, or do we build a fairer, more sustainable system? The choice is ours, and it's more urgent than ever. These crises expose the flaws in our system, but also create an opportunity to demand better, stronger safety nets, fairer taxes, green investments, and a plan for the future of work. We can push for policies that protect the vulnerable, invest in innovation, and ensure everyone has a fair shot. The future isn't set in stone. Every day, we make choices that shape what comes next. The suffering we see is the result of choices, policies, priorities, and actions taken or not taken, and we can make different ones. It won't be easy. It'll take courage, cooperation, and a willingness to change. It means listening to each other, working together, and not giving in to cynicism or despair. But the alternative, sleepwalking into decline, is far worse. If we do nothing, we risk losing even more. So, let's get to work. Let's take small steps, support each other, and keep moving forward, even when it's hard. And maybe keep a few extra cans of beans, just in case. Because hope isn't just wishful thinking. It's action, preparation, and the belief that together, we can build a better tomorrow.